Are you curious about your financial health? This is something that I talk about all the time, and a lot of people beat themselves up on how much money they have. How much money do you have in your bank account? Do I have enough invested? Do I have enough to cover an emergency? A lot of big things goes on in a lot of people's heads, and I've seen it a lot where people just really beat on themselves. And my biggest thing is don't beat yourself up, because most likely you are doing a lot better off than a lot of other people. And I'm actually going to show you some signs that you might be potentially thriving financially. Then I'll also go over some very scary personal finance statistics at the end of the video. So this video is going to be packed with a lot of insight that will help you understand and improve your financial situation. And the first vital sign that I want to go over that shows that you are doing really well financially is having a comfortable saving and investments. And what I mean by comfortable saving, that means you have some sort of cushion. And by cushion, I mean emergency fund. And for those that don't know what emergency fund is, it is your safety net during any unforeseen circumstance that may happen in your life. And that can be medical expenses, job losses, or like any unexpected repairs for like car or your house or anything like that. So it's always recommended to have 3 to 6 months of living expenses in your account saved up. The reason why I go into that is because this gives you a full peace of mind, because it ensures that you're not financially strained when life throws you a curveball. And the next thing is having an investment strategy that you're actually sticking to. And that could be whether it's investing for growth, dividends, real estate. As long as you have some sort of investment strategy that is proven, you're probably going to end up in a very good place. So while saving is very crucial, investing takes your financial journey to the next step. Investments make your money work for you, and having it compound over time, that's where the real wealth comes into play. And also into going to investing, you have to have that long-term mindset, and you also have to have clear set goals on what you're trying to do. And the goals and the long-term mindset go hand in hand, because if you're investing in the stock market with like ETFs or index funds, or even doing what I do with covered calls and cash secured puts, if you stay disciplined, you get to ride the markets through their ups and their downs, and you should be able to make money all the way through. So the main thing I'm talking about with the long-term mindset is not to make any impulsive decisions with the money that you have invested. Do your research, figure out how you want to invest, and have your money generate you that wealth that you want in the future. And number 2 is having a manageable debt and a good credit score. So debt obviously could be super daunting, but it's all about management. There's good debt and there's bad debt. And the difference between good debt and bad debt is good debt could be considered like rental properties where something's making you money, that there's an asset of some sort included in that debt. Or it's something like an educational loan where it's going to give you the opportunity to have it increase in income. Whereas there's high debt that could be exclusively talked about with this high interest credit cards and not paying them off fully. And like I was talking about, there's a huge importance of debt management. Effective debt management involves creating a budget that allows you to meet your financial obligations comfortably. So this includes making timely payments and avoiding accumulating that debt that I was talking about. And debt management is all about understanding your cash flow, because that could help you determine how much you could comfortably allocate towards debt repayment. And obviously with paying off credit cards and debt, your credit score will go up. And in having a good credit score, a lot of doors open for you. They give you better financial opportunities, like better rates on mortgages, while having a poor score can limit all your options and also increase your borrowing costs. It's just like some of the other videos that I talked about, is leveraging debt is huge, especially if you could get a better interest rate and you could leverage debt to get wealth. So some strategies to improve and maintain your credit score is pretty simple. It's just pretty much paying your bills on time, reducing outstanding balances that you may have, also only applying for credit cards when necessary, or when it comes to rental properties, only doing hard inquiries for loans when you're actually ready to buy. And that is something that I've actually made the mistake of many times, where I have a lot of hard inquiries when I end up not pulling the trigger on buying a rental property. And number 3 is having multiple streams of income. And I talk about this all the time because you have to change the landscape of income in your life. You can't just rely on having one job and that is going to be your financial security. If you want to become wealthy, one job cannot do it unless you're one of those super crazy high earners, which a lot of us are not. So obviously your first income would be your first job. You got to go into some sort of freelancing opportunities, some side hustles. You got to figure out some other way to make more money. And also, like, diversifying your income isn't just about financial security, but it's also about tapping into those like skills and passions that you may have. Side hustles with that passion that you have make you work really hard towards it. And then once you start making money from that, it is just going to make you even happier, where you'll potentially be able to pursue a full-time job in doing something you love. And going back to the last line with investments, investments could also be seen as income streams. If you have like dividends, or if you're doing cash secured puts and covered calls with a wheel strategy, you get income from the premiums from there. The rental properties, getting rent could be another income stream as well. And having these type of income streams is super valuable in any kind of economic downturn, because when job stability is at its lowest and most uncertain, you have potential to keep yourself afloat with these extra sources of income. And the fourth sign of you doing really well is achieving financial goals and having a better quality of life. So with you setting like those goals and that roadmap for yourself, they give purpose to your financial decisions. And if you've already done this, you're way ahead of the game. Of course, there's a huge importance of planning, because you're going to have a lot of discipline. And I've noticed this a lot. Once someone, even including myself, once someone has been seeing a little bit of success, you start veering off that path that you were making, and you need to get yourself back onto that path, because you got to prioritize those values that you were instilling in yourself to get to your goals and to get to everything that you want. And the best thing to keep you on that path and stay disciplined isn't to be so strict to it, but you can't fully veer off of it. You could definitely celebrate some milestones along the way to reinforce the progress that you're making, but you can't fully veer off of that path. 4 vital signs that shows that you're doing really well with your finances: having that comfortable savings and investments, having manageable debt and a great credit score, having multiple streams of income, and achieving financial goals, and having a better quality of life. The reason why I want to talk about this is because there are these 10 personal finance stats that are insane to me. And we could go into them right here. Top 10 personal finance stats. 2/3 of people in the US are not optimistic about their personal finances. 87% of Americans are stressed about inflation. 61% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 68% of Americans can cover an unexpected $400 expense with cash or equivalent. 60% of Americans have a 3-month emergency fund. Only 56% of parents save for their children's education. The average student loan debt is just under $30,000. And here's the big one too. 42% of top earners are also living paycheck to paycheck. And that is something huge to talk about, because it doesn't matter how much money you really make. It's saying you could be a high earner and still live paycheck to paycheck. If you have a few of these vital signs checked off, you are doing really well with your finances, and I commend you to stay disciplined and to keep it up. So let me know if you guys got any value in this video. Let me know how well you guys are doing financially. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you guys got any value in this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys very soon, and keep investing.